It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. As a chosen one, you've walked through seasons of isolation where the very people you anticipated would assist you, friends, family, mentors, gave you little more than discouragement or silence. They didn't help you when you needed it most. Now here's the revelation. God is going to make you a millionaire, partly because they refuse to lend a hand. Before we start, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment 77 below to send a powerful signal to the universe. Also, feel free to replay this video multiple times if you sense it resonates deeply. If you're truly chosen, you'll watch until the very end. If not, you'll likely exit long before these truths crystallize. Chapter 1. The Season of Lack and Abandonment. Every chosen one experiences a phase that feels like a drought, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. You might recall nights questioning why no one would step up to help, especially those you supported wholeheartedly in their own struggles. People you meet every day, colleagues, relatives, or even mentors, either overlook your cries for assistance or dismiss your ambitions as unrealistic. At the time, it felt so crushing, a lonely path you trudge with minimal encouragement. This isn't to say you had zero support, but the depth of what you needed rarely matched what was given. Maybe your business ideas were brushed off as too risky, or your plan to return to school was deemed impractical. The sting was sharper when you realized they happily funded or encouraged others in far less dire situations, leaving you to wonder why you were singled out for neglect. In that heartbreak, you might have thought you were simply unworthy or unlikable. Yet behind the scenes, a bigger story was unfolding. The season of lack and abandonment was not meant to break you, but to refine your core. By being forced to do things on your own, you discovered hidden reservoirs of resourcefulness, creativity, and grit. You learned to pivot under adversity instead of giving up. Had others rushed in with easy bailouts, you might have leaned on them perpetually, never discovering your own capacity to innovate. It's paradoxical. Their lack of help became the impetus for your ultimate empowerment. You might have also noticed that your faith in divine timing grew stronger during those lean times. When people refused to open their wallets or hearts, you turned your gaze upward. Prayer, meditation, or simple heart-to-heart talks with God became your emotional lifeline. This spiritual anchor taught you to rely less on human charity and more on unseen orchestration. The result? You developed a synergy with cosmic energies that directed you towards surprising solutions, ideas, and alliances. So yes, that season felt like betrayal, but now you see how it steered you into direct dependence on a higher power. The chosen path is rarely the easiest route, but it's the route that shapes you into someone who can handle immense blessings responsibly. While it stung that certain folks withheld assistance, their indifference fortified your resilience in ways they never foresaw. They contributed to your ascension by forcing you to refine your gifts and keep your faith unwavering. Consequently, the time has arrived for a table-turning revelation. The very folks who wrote you off might soon watch in amazement as God elevates you to levels you once only imagined. Their refusal to help ironically served as the fertilizer for your budding destiny. As you step out of the season of lack, you carry lessons of independence, unwavering faith, and an unshakable self-belief that no external validation can replicate. It's this journey, from being abandoned to being unstoppable, that paves the way for the unprecedented financial flow God is about to channel into your life. Chapter 2. How Divine Compensation Works. Many assume that blessings come randomly or that financial windfalls result solely from human connections, networking, strategic alliances, or inherited fortunes. But as a chosen one, you've glimpsed a deeper law at play: divine compensation. Essentially, it's the cosmic method of balancing scales. When people or systems fail to recognize or nurture your potential, God or the universal force steps in to ensure you're not shortchanged by human oversight. In simpler terms, when you invest your energy, love, and time for good causes or people who never reciprocate, a form of universal ledger records your effort. This isn't about mercenary tit-for-tat calculations. It's about spiritual equity. While humans might forget your sacrifices, the divine does not. So even if you didn't receive support from those you aided, there's a spiritual IOU waiting to be redeemed. Over time, that debt is settled, often in ways that outstrip your imagination. People you meet every day might see you as lucky if a lucrative business deal suddenly falls into your lap, or if a previously ignored proposal receives a massive investment. They chalk it up to timing or coincidence. Yet you know it's the universe compensating for the times you poured out your resources with minimal returns. The cosmic principle states that generosity aligned with pure motives returns to you multiplied. But sometimes the returning harvest is delayed until you're spiritually mature enough to handle it. Another factor is that divine compensation often bypasses channels we assume are necessary. You might believe you need a certain mentor's endorsement or a specific institution's funding, but those never materialize. Instead, opportunities arise from unexpected corners. Maybe a new acquaintance invests in your idea, or an online platform amplifies your work organically. The point, if a door you knocked on remained closed, that was never your door. God orchestrates windows or entire new buildings if required. Moreover, this compensation also rectifies intangible gaps, such as confidence, self-worth, and creative expansion. The path to millionaire status isn't just about numbers in your bank account. It's about the character you develop en route. Divine compensation ensures you evolve into someone capable of not just receiving wealth, but managing it responsibly. Had you been handed resources prematurely or by the wrong people, you might have squandered them or become entangled in toxic dependencies. Thus, when people question why God is making you a millionaire, you can gently point to the karmic or cosmic balance being restored. Your unrecognized labor, overlooked loyalty, and prayers that once seemed unheard now converge into tangible abundance. And this windfall isn't an act of vengeance to rub in the faces of those who ignored you. It's about fulfilling a higher plan. With wealth comes the means to manifest your larger life's purpose, whether that's philanthropic work, creative leadership, or supporting those who genuinely need you. In accepting this law of divine compensation, you release bitterness and regrets about who didn't help. See them as instruments who, by withholding assistance, spurred you to rely on a bigger, unlimited source. Now, as blessings accumulate, your heart remains free from spite. You allow grace and gratitude to lead, channeling your new resources toward healing and transformation for yourself, for the planet, and, ironically, even for those who once turned away. Chapter 3. The Spiritual Reason. They didn't help. One question often plagues chosen ones who suffered lack of support. Why didn't they help me? You might assume they were jealous or that they simply didn't care. While these factors exist, there's also a profound spiritual angle. Sometimes God orchestrates who can or cannot assist you, ensuring your journey shapes you into the vessel needed for a grander purpose. If everyone had rushed to your aid, you might never have developed certain skills, resilience, or unwavering faith. Often these non-supportive figures are inadvertently playing their part in your spiritual growth. By withholding help, they prompt you to seek resources within yourself or from the divine. If you reflect on moments you were left stranded, you'll see that each predicament forced you to innovate or rely on spiritual downloads. People you meet every day might interpret this as survival instincts, but you sense it's more, a cosmic nudge that your soul needed to expand in ways comfort zones never allow. Additionally, had certain relatives or mentors bailed you out every time, you might remain bound to their influence. People who invest heavily in your success often attempt to dictate your choices, shaping your projects to fit their vision. If you belong to a lineage of chosen ones, you're meant to break old cycles, not perpetuate them. Their refusal to help has a hidden blessing. You remain independent, forging an authentic path without external manipulation. On a deeper level, some individuals simply lack the capacity to walk with you. They're ensnared in their own illusions or self-limitations. They might have recognized your potential but felt threatened or incompetent to assist. Instead of admitting that, they fed apathy or made excuses. It wasn't that they deceived you. They were uncomfortable confronting their shortcomings in the face of your ambition. Your unstoppable spirit highlighted their dormant insecurities, so they distanced themselves rather than admitting they had nothing significant to offer. Spiritually speaking, Every no or dismissal directed you back to God. Each time you realized, no one's there for me, it nudged you into deeper communion with the divine realm. There you discovered a wellspring of ideas, a guidance that superseded human logic. This fosters an unbreakable bond with the source of abundance, more potent than any fleeting handshake or loan from mortals who might later claim partial credit for your success. Now, as you stand on the cusp of $1 million destiny, you can see how purposeful these refusals were. In a sense, these folks inadvertently gave you the gift of self-reliance and spiritual dedication. The bitterness you once felt can transform into gratitude once you grasp how crucial their absence was for your evolution. After all, a diamond emerges from intense pressure, not gentle polishing. Their lack of help was part of that pressure. So, if you still harbor confusion or resentment about why certain people withheld support, step back and see the bigger spiritual tapestry. They didn't help because you needed to discover the fullness of God's provision. They didn't help because their involvement might have compromised your unique calling. They didn't help because your independence had to be carved out in solitude. It's all part of the divine design, positioning you for a level of success that no human can hijack. Chapter 4. Embracing your uncommon drive. In the aftermath of little to no support, many chosen ones cultivate a fire in their soul, a drive that goes beyond typical ambition. This spark stems from proving, maybe to yourself more than anyone, that your destiny won't be denied. People you meet every day might say, "You're too intense," or "Take it easy." But this urgency isn't about vanity. It's an expression of your soul's assignment. You sense time ticking, not in a fearful way, but in a purposeful, "I have a mission to complete" way. Uncommon drive, however, doesn't equate to recklessness. Instead, it's about unwavering focus. You might wake early, recharged, eager to tackle your goals. When obstacles appear, you pivot swiftly rather than slump in despair. Every setback is another puzzle piece, fueling you to refine your strategy. This persistent forward motion baffles some who prefer to watch Netflix rather than hustle on a side project. But they haven't tasted the clarity that comes from being chosen. You can't rest easy knowing your potential languishes unused. Consider how your drive manifested in small victories. Perhaps you had the energy to juggle a day job while building a business on weekends, or you saved tiny amounts of money over months to invest in a bigger plan. Each micro step felt significant because you recognized it as part of your eventual millionaire tapestry. The world calls these baby steps grind, but you know they're stepping stones orchestrated by a force that wants you to succeed. Without reliance on external help, you rely on your extraordinary resilience and resourcefulness. Another aspect of uncommon drive is your tolerance for temporary isolation. Chosen ones often walk paths that few around them can relate to. While others plan casual weekends, you might be immersed in spiritual reflection or creative brainstorming. It's not that you disdain social life. You just prioritize shaping your future over fleeting amusements. This self-discipline might even strain relationships. Loved ones could accuse you of neglecting them, but your heart knows that if you relent now, you risk stalling the momentum that's finally begun to build. You also handle adversity with an unusual calm. Where a normal person might crumble under a major financial setback, you reinterpret it as a sign to adjust course. People marvel that you neither panic nor stagnate. Others see you operate from an inner knowing. The bigger the mission, the bigger the tests. Surviving each test strengthens your mettle for future expansions. This perspective disarms naysayers who expect drama but witness resolve instead. Embracing your uncommon drive, therefore, calls for some caution, ensuring you don't conflate unstoppable ambition with a disregard for self-care. Burning out would serve no one, least of all the mission you're forging. Balancing hard pushes with soulful rest helps maintain your clarity and creative spark. You were made for great things indeed, but you're still human, not a machine. Ultimately, this extraordinary drive is your superpower. It compensates for the help you never got, fueling your forward leap toward millionaire success. Embrace it without shame, acknowledging it as the engine behind your bigger calling. Each day, let it propel you through the small tasks, the big dreams, and the inevitable obstacles, affirming that no lack of support in your past can quench the sacred flame that burns within. Chapter 5. Financial Breakthroughs in the Making. As you tune into your spiritual guidance and embrace your drive, financial breakthroughs begin to unfold in unexpected ways. A hidden talent might transform into a profitable gig, or a passion could blossom into a thriving platform. Opportunities like innovative business models or game-changing collaborations often emerge, turning distant dreams into achievable realities. Step by step, these breakthroughs often start small. A modest investment doubles, or your side hustle surpasses your main job's income. While others dismiss these wins as luck, repeated successes create undeniable momentum. Guided by intuition, you stick with ventures that feel right, even if they're slow to grow. Unlike those chasing quick gains, you nurture your path patiently, trusting divine timing. Over time, your efforts solidify into strong financial foundations. Unexpected allies play a key role too. Strangers or new acquaintances step in with resources and guidance, proving that missed opportunities or declined help were part of God's plan. These moments reaffirm your faith, showing you don't need anyone's pity to succeed. Breakthroughs also test your humility. Quick gains can tempt arrogance, but staying grounded and generous ensures lasting success. As your focus shifts from wealth to purpose, financial rewards naturally follow. Each milestone, surprising alliance, and profit prepares you for even greater blessings ahead. Chapter 6. Transforming Bitterness into a Stepping Stone. Despite the excitement about imminent financial breakthroughs, you might still wrestle with lingering bitterness over past neglect. Memories of how friends or family could have made a difference and chose not to may sting. Without addressing these feelings, they can fester, coloring your newfound success with cynicism. It's crucial to transform that bitterness into a stepping stone that elevates you rather than letting it overshadow your victories. Begin by validating your hurt. Yes, it was unfair that people who should have championed you stayed silent or dismissed your aspirations. Their inaction might have caused you years of avoidable hardship. Acknowledging the pain is a step toward releasing it. Pretending you're entirely above feeling resentful only buries the emotion, and repressed resentment can sabotage your next chapter in subtle ways. However, don't let your painful memories morph into vendettas. People you meet every day might encourage you to show off once you're wealthy. To flaunt success is a way of telling them, look what you missed. But vengeance rarely brings closure. It cements you in the past rather than propelling you forward. Instead, see your achievements as a testament to divine orchestration. You soared without their help, which underscores the unstoppable nature of your calling. Practical ways to release bitterness include journaling about each person who refused aid, detailing how it made you stronger. List the lessons gleaned from navigating challenges alone. Reflect on how your resilience, independence, and spiritual depth might have stalled had you been spoon-fed solutions. By reframing their absence of help as a bizarre kind of favor, you reduce bitterness, replacing it with gratitude for your sharpened skill set. You might also prayerfully or meditatively send them forgiveness energy. Some might never ask for forgiveness. Some might remain clueless about the depth of your hurt. Still, forgiving them frees you from the emotional drain. It doesn't equal forgetting, nor does it require letting them back into your intimate space. It's an internal resolution that says, I refuse to let your choices poison my mind any longer. This step elevates you above pettiness, ensuring you channel your energy into building rather than exacting payback. Lastly, turning bitterness into purpose means you can empathize with those in similar situations. Once wealthy, you can discreetly help driven individuals who face apathy from their circles. Mentoring them or investing in their projects becomes your way of breaking the cycle you endured. Such acts not only dissolve lingering bitterness, but reaffirm your position as someone who overcame adversity to become a conduit of blessings. Thus, while the memory of being ignored can sting, it need not embitter your present or future. Every hint of bitterness can become fuel for empathy, self-reflection, and forging a generosity that counters the scarcity mindset others imposed on you. Embracing this perspective amplifies your spiritual maturity, turning once painful recollections into stepping stones for both your soul's healing and the transformative mission God has placed in your hands. Chapter 7. Entering your millionaire season with confidence. Having recognized the significance of your lonely journey, come to terms with the root causes of non-support, and realign your mindset to beckon financial abundance, you now stand at the threshold of your millionaire season. This isn't a mere fancy phrase, it's the culmination of a cosmic plan, your unrelenting drive, and the divine compensation for every resource you lacked. Stepping into this season with confidence means acknowledging the totality of your experiences, painful and triumphant, and weaving them into your success story. Confidence doesn't imply arrogance. It's the serene assurance that you're prepared. The countless times you battled doubt, overcame adversity, and tuned out negativity have tempered your resolve. People you meet every day will sense that unwavering calm, the calm of someone who has glimpsed an outcome beyond the horizon of normal perception. Your journey up to this point is living proof that faith can bend probabilities in your favor. Embrace that knowledge as you expand your financial portfolio. With this new season, don't shy away from celebrating each forward step. Shifting from survival mode to thriving can feel surreal. Like, is this truly happening? Indeed it is. Document your wins, big or small, because they'll keep you anchored in gratitude. The emotional buoyancy from small celebrations fuels your momentum, ensuring you keep climbing without succumbing to complacency. This practice of reflection also helps you remain humble, reminding you that you once toiled without help, and your current blessings form part of a greater design. Another critical part of this season is discernment. As money flows, so do opportunists. Old acquaintances who once brushed you off might resurface, singing praises. New faces may appear, offering you dream deals. Yes, you're guided by higher energies, but that doesn't negate the need for caution. Vet potential partners or proposals through both worldly diligence and spiritual intuition. If something feels off, step away graciously. Your wealth is too sacred to be entangled in shady alliances. Simultaneously, channel your gains into endeavors that feed your soul's mission. Philanthropy, community building, or innovative business ideas that uplift others resonate well with your chosen essence. The illusions of grandeur that many chase lose their appeal when you're spiritually minded. Instead, you'll find richness in seeing your resources foster growth and positivity around you, fulfilling your heart and reaffirming your place as a beacon for those who doubted your path. Finally, remain open to continued evolution. Your millionaire status isn't the end. It's a phase that propels you to new possibilities, spiritually and materially. The blessings you receive can unlock fresh layers of purpose. Maybe launching a school, supporting movements that promote justice, or simply living a life that exemplifies ethical abundance. Each endeavor becomes a statement. You can flourish in this realm while serving higher principles, proving wrong those who believed you needed their help to rise. Thus, you stride forward into your millionaire season with head held high, unburdened by bitterness or regret. Every trial has shaped your adaptability. Every heartbreak has refined your empathy. And every closed door has taught you to open others with faith. You aren't just wealthy in monetary terms. You're rich in experience, wisdom, and spiritual fortitude. In this radiant alignment, no obstacle can impede the destiny you were always meant to live, steeped in both prosperity and a reverence for the divine hand that orchestrated your ascent.